works for you starts right now.
The anticipation is growing as the entire nation turns its attention to Tulsa for one of this year's biggest and most controversial cases.
Today, I'm hoping that God and His jury will make things right.
We are working for you with complete coverage from the People versus Officer Betty Shelby manslaughter trial. It is the case that's put the city in the spotlight, and today jury selection begins in the manslaughter trial of Officer Shelby. She's charged in the shooting death of Terrence Crutcher. This is helicopter video from the shooting last September. Shelby says she shot him out of fear because she thought he was reaching for a gun. Prosecutors say Crutcher had his hands in the air and was not combative. We have team coverage for you live from the Tulsa County Courthouse, where jury selection has been going on all day. We start with Brian Sanders, who shares what happened today in court. Brian.
Karen, it's a case that has garnered national attention, and now all eyes will be on this courthouse behind me to see how this trial plays out. Tulsa police officer Betty Shelby charged with first-degree manslaughter in the shooting death of Terrence Crutcher from last September. We've all seen video of the incident, but it will be up to a 12-person jury to decide if Officer Shelby's actions were justified. Did she fear for her life? Was Mr. Crutcher disobeying her commands? Or did she act unreasonably, knowing now that he was unarmed with his hands up, walking away from her? About 70 potential jurors reported to the courthouse today for questioning. They were questioned about their knowledge of the case through the media, questions about their opinions on Tulsa police officers' use of force, their opinions about how blacks and whites might be treated differently in the eyes of law enforcement, and if they trust the testimony from a law enforcement officer. The jurors were also questioned about their own personal history of drug abuse. First-degree manslaughter, by the way, carries a sentence of 4 years to life in prison. And joining me now is our legal analyst, attorney Adam Weintraub, who joins us now with a look at the jury selection process, a very delicate process. And part of the complication here is that the media has been covering this case for 8 months.
Boy, it sure has. You know, I don't know if it'd be possible to find a place where there hasn't been coverage of this case in some fashion. That may be why neither of the parties requested to change a venue. So apparently the defense wanted the case to be right here in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
We've seen the reports on 60 Minutes. A lot has gone on social media, and we've all seen the video, the video of the partial incident, but there has to be evidence out there that the public hasn't seen.
Well, the critical issue is going to be whether or not an individual has made some decision because of what they've seen on TV or in social media. In the case of the video, you may think it shows everything, but there has been, at least in certain pretrial proceedings, mention of a defense simulation video, and that may have answers to some additional questions that at least some people have.
We will be following this case closely. Attorney Adam Weintraub, thank you so much for joining us.